Hi guys, Louis in the UK. It is 5:32 p.m. I've just come back from walking the dog. Quite tired actually. So I'm doing a video today. I've already done one this morning, which was to do with. Should I just go through what I did this morning with you guys? So the live stream I did was Elvis girlfriends over the years and their loyalty. So we're talking about the different girlfriends that Elvis had, going right back to the early 50s, and if they were faithful, if he was faithful, if it was a possibility that it was going to become a long-term relationship, or if it was just a quick fling. And Elvis had many relationships, whether it was with celebrities, co-stars, and obviously just people that he met through the years as his life unfolded. So that was my live, which is quite a long live. It's 55 minutes and 20 seconds. So that's a long one. And let me just look at the video I made. I'm just trying to find it. So, oh yes. This one, oh yeah, there's quite a big section in it with Linda Thompson. I talk about her quite a lot. And then the day before, we've got the Riley Q with Priscilla Presley. I think this is with them just walking together and just me just assessing how they look together and their body language. Someone's just come in. Hello. So I'm just doing a live at the moment. Is it raining? My daughter, she's 17. Her name's Talia. All right, raining out there, is it?
Shopping.
Shopping, clothes shopping?
Yeah, got my jacket I got.
Well, yes, it's very cool. It's a rock and roll jacket.
So I wear this one every day, so I was like, no, I need them.
That's an Elvis jacket. And I will convert my daughter Talia into an Elvis fan. She just bought a leather jacket. That's what Elvis used to wear in the mid-50s when he was riding his motorbikes.
I got some dresses for holiday.
Oh, that's good. You're getting excited for the holiday.
Look.
Oh, that's nice. Where did you actually go?
Bristol, really.
So we live near Bristol. So, yeah.
Do you want to see the other colour I got?
Go on then. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's nice. Very cool. We're all going to Spain. When are we going? 3rd week of August.
12th of August.
12th of August for a week. So we've been there before. It's a place called Club Mac. It's going to be a big family holiday. I actually make my Elvis videos when I'm on holiday. I made quite a few when I was there last year. So I do have an interest in Riley. I want to see how her life unfolds. Obviously, we know she's an actress and she's done modeling and she's now running Gracelands. So I think Priscilla is her advisor. I know you've got strong opinions on that. Anyway, so I found an old interview of Carl Perkins talking about Elvis. Carl Perkins, I think he's a very famous rockabilly from the early 50s, and the interview was he was talking about how he was doing cotton picking when he was just a little boy, and he would listen to the colored people that were also picking cotton and listen to them singing, and he would love it. And this massively influenced him, and he bought himself a guitar. And many of Carl Perkins' songs were massive hits, and Elvis, I think, did cover a few of Carl Perkins' songs. So let me just look up Carl Perkins. According to fellow musicians, Charlie Daniels, Carl Perkins' songs personified the rockabilly era, and Carl Perkins' sound personifies the rockabilly sound more so than anybody involved in it, because he never changed. Perkins' songs were recorded by artists as influential as Elvis Presley. And Carl, I found some very good vintage interviews of Carl Perkins, even back in the 80s. and further back, and he massively praises Elvis, massively. It says Elvis was one of the nicest people he ever met, but not just that. He also says about Elvis's musical talent, not just singing, musical talent, was amazing, was very, very impressive. So speaks so highly of Elvis. Presley released the rockabilly hit as a tribute to friend Carl Perkins. Blue Suede Shoes. There we are. Blue Suede Shoes comes from Carl Perkins. I didn't know that. In 1955. Ironically, Perkins' version was the one that hit #1 on the pop charts, but Presley is the most remembered. So Carl Perkins had Blue Suede Shoes. So I think something happened with Carl Perkins where he was involved in a car accident, and Carl Perkins feels that had an effect on just how successful he would then go on to become, a detrimental effect. So let's have a look here. Did Johnny Cash and Carl Perkins ever meet? Perkins' version of Blue Suede Shoes, not Elvis's, was the bigger hit in 1956. He was one of Johnny Cash's best friends, the two having become close when they were on some records. And they both even wrote a song for the others to perform at the time. And I'm just guessing now, there's a very famous jam that they had at Sun Studios. I think it was Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, obviously Elvis, and I'm sure there was one other. And there's a picture of it, but no one ever recorded it. Did Elvis and Johnny Cash ever meet? Cash and Presley met in the 1950s before either of them had achieved significant commercial success. They crossed paths at the Sun Records studio in Memphis, Tennessee, when they were both recording, and reportedly hit it off and spent time talking and playing music together. And I'm pretty sure there's an old video with Johnny Cash in it, Buddy Holly. I don't know if Carl Perkins was in it. Right, what's this say? Who influenced Elvis Presley the most? Sister Rosita Tharpe, the godmother of rock and roll. Sister Rosita Tharpe. Little Richard, the architect of rock and roll. B.B. King, the king of the blues. Jimmy Rogers, the father of country music. And Fats Domino, the real king of rock and roll. And then with the Jimmy Rogers, there's two Jimmy Rogers, isn't there? There's the young one, and there's the one where they did a yearly sort of festival show for him, isn't there? So I got this mixed up once in one of my videos I did. And then we got Dean Martin, King of Cool. Right. And I love Dean Martin. He's amazing. So we've also got B.B. King, Little Richard, Fats Domino, Jackson, Tharpe, Big Boy. Right, so I want to go back to Carl Perkins. Right, did Carl Perkins get royalties for Blue Suede Shoes? He started a new band with his sons Carl Stanley on guitar and Gregory J on bass. He sued Mr. Phillips over his Sun Records hits, receiving some back royalties and regaining control of his publishing rights, including those of Blue Suede Shoes. I never knew that. Didn't know that. Right. Let's have a look. What is Carl Perkins' nickname? The King of Rock and Roll. He was included into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Rockabilly Hall of Fame, the Memphis Music Hall of Fame, and the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame. And ultimately, Rockabilly, eventually, didn't it mold into becoming rock and roll? Do you think that? Who was Carl Perkins influenced by? Grounded in gospel music and influenced by bluegrass and Hank Williams, Carl Perkins developed his style on the bar circuit in Jackson, Tennessee, playing from the age of 14 in the band that was rounded out by his brother Clayton on upright bass and Jay on acoustic rhythm guitar. I mean, he was extremely talented, Carl Perkins. I've seen quite a few interviews of it for him, and it just comes completely natural for him. Was Carl Perkins a big hit? Blue Suede Shoes was an instant smash and made Perkins the first white country artist to cross over to R&B chart as well. The country, pop and R&B hit Blue Suede Shoes alternated with Elvis Presley's first post-single Heartbreak Hotel for the top spot and national regional charts. And then we've got, did Johnny Cash like Elvis Presley? It says here, Johnny Cash felt a certain loyalty to Elvis Presley. Right, okay. Who was more successful, Johnny Cash or Elvis? Elvis sold somewhere between 1.5 to 2.5. I'm sure that's million, but actually, no. Billion. Elvis sold somewhere between, it can't be million, come on. 2.5 billion records, depending on the reported source. Elvis sold 1.9 billion more than Johnny Cash did. There we are, there's your answer. And Elvis is still selling probably more now than ever. That's very interesting. Right, so I'm sticking with the Carl Perkins bit. Let me just try and get a bit of a backstory on Carl Perkins. Where was Carl Perkins born? Right, let's just see. Carl Perkins was born on April the 9th, 1932 in Triptonville, 10. A son of a sharecropper, at the age of 6, he began working in the fields where he heard gospel songs at night. His father tuned into country and music. Yes, you've got a mixture of the gospel, country and music, and I think somehow this did evolve into this rockabilly sound. Let's have a look. Let's just have a look here. So Tiptonville, Tennessee. Early life, Carly Perkins, right. Yeah, so that's just saying the same thing. What songs were you most famous for writing? Well, obviously, they're going to say Blue Suede Shoes. And it was the beginning of the rockabilly musical movement. And 100% Carl Perkins did write that song. Let's have a look. Right. All right, who taught Carl Perkins to play guitar? John Westbrook, an older field hand, taught him blues guitar, and he began playing the singing country songs and the syncopated attack of the blues. Mr. Perkins taught his older brother James Buck Perkins, nicknamed Jay, to accompany him on rhythm and guitar. All right, it says here Carl Perkins died at the age of 65. They called him a rockabilly pioneer. Well, I'm going to make a video about Carl Perkins, but relating to Elvis, and I'm going to get some of his interview clips talking about Elvis, talking about where he grew up and on picking cotton and his influences that turned him into a musician. And I've already watched quite a few interviews, and he is extremely interesting. So I'm going to enjoy making these. But that's it, guys. Just a short video. So I'm going to wish you well. I'm not sure if you guys are into Carl Perkins or interested in Carl Perkins, but I just wanted to just do a short video just to skip over what I've gone through. And I'm going to probably make the video tomorrow and post it. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. All the best to you. I'm going to give you a wave.